Welcome to Whiskey and Whitetails, a show for those that hunt with a passion, drink with a purpose. As always, I'm your host, Gus.
And I am Matt.
If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Thank you, as always, to the Waypoint Network for having us. Thank you all for listening, for checking us out, and following along, for all the support that you give us. And as always, thank you to our Patreon for their extra support. Matt, we got something special coming up with Patreon. Want to tell them about it?
Yeah, for sure. You still have time. Today is, when does this episode come out? 3 days
This
from now,
episode
which
comes
would
out
be the
on
13th, November 13th.
Yeah.
So December, so we will be there November 30th. You don't have to be there then, but December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, we will be hunting the Francis Marion National Forest with Patreon. We have a few guests lined up. I've got a chef coming. I've got a local influencer coming. We've got a Navy veteran that did some special operations stuff. We got a bunch of stuff happening. We got people showing up, hanging out, doing the thing. You also get personalized hunting space. So we'll look at a map together and figure out where you want to hunt. And it's rifle or bow. You just got to buy the license and some other stuff for the WMA. But if you join Patreon at any tier, you are invited to this hunt. So it's coming up quick. If you have nothing going on the first weekend of December, you should think about it. That's all I'm saying. Gus. Back to you, Gus.
Thanks, Matt. General updates. I forgot what I was going to say.
Just gonna say, go on. We're not going to cut it out. We'll leave it in because everything we do is authentic. But I will say, if you didn't hear it already, you can go to whiskeyandwhitetails.com, use code podcast and save 20% on everything in our store. We have game calls, we have cocktail smokers. The holiday shopping is already picking up. We're seeing it. So don't get left behind. This is a very easy gift. If you know somebody that drinks whiskey and they have everything, any money that is so hard to buy for, well, I guarantee he probably doesn't have, well, I don't know, we've sold a shit ton of them at this point, but he may not have a Whiskey and Whitetails cocktail smoker. It's way better than a top hat. We don't use metal, blow that chemical shit in your drink. It's good stuff. And also, all of that, everything we're doing is brought to you by, in this case, Albert Einstein is going to read what is brought to you by. Greetings, my fellow intellects and curious minds. It is I, Albert Einstein, the man who reshaped our understanding of the universe. Here to present you with a remarkable opportunity brought to you by our friends at Mint Mobile. The sounds of a chalkboard being written on is what that says. Imagine a world where you could save not only time, but also money, all while enjoying the latest technological marvels. And that world is closer than you think. For a limited time, Mint Mobile is offering a chance to save a staggering $600 on the incredible Google Pixel 7 Pro. I'm just going to insert there. I'm an iPhone guy, so I don't care. But if you're an Android person, that's not all. When you purchase this cutting-edge device, you also receive 6 months of service absolutely free. That's right, 6 months of free service, my friends, an equation that is impossible to ignore. With this incredible offer, you can explore the wonders of the digital world without breaking the bank. And just picture it, streaming your favorite scientific lectures, video chatting with colleagues around the globe, or simply losing yourself in the vast ocean of knowledge that the internet has to offer, all from the palm of your hand with a Google Pixel 7 Pro. So if you're looking to enhance your life with the latest technology and save a substantial sum of money in the process, seize this opportunity. Head over to mintmobile.com/whiskey today and unlock the secrets of this incredible deal. Don't wait, my friends, for time as we know it is relative. Grab your Google Pixel 7 Pro and 6 months of free service now. It's a formula for success that even I can't resist. Sounds of the piano tune returning. Mint Mobile, where innovation meets affordability. Get ready to embrace the future and remember, imagination is more important than knowledge. So you can go to Mint Mobile Whiskey. You have to actually type in https://www.mintmobile.com/whiskey, and it will take you straight to those savings. Gus?
Back to you. Yeah, so that's awesome. I have a message here for our
I'm excited. This is your first ChatGPT ad read.
Yeah, and I'll do better in the future. this is pretty funny. So I did an ad read for our friends there with Vantage Point Archery in the voice of Fred Flintstone.
Hell yeah.
Um,
You
here we
have
go.
to have it too.
Yabba dabba doo. Howdy there, all you rock solid hunters. Fred Flintstone here with some news hotter than a Bronto burger fresh off the grill. Are you tired of those tricky shots missing the mark like a pterodactyl dodging a T-Rex? Well, well, fear not, my friends, because I've got the scoop on the best broadheads this side of bedrock. Vantage Point Archery broadheads. Picture this. You're out in the wild, stalking your prey like a stealthy saber-toothed tiger. You draw your bow, take aim, and let loose with the precision of a well-tossed caveman club. That's where Vantage Point Archery broadheads come in, folks. These bad boys are sharper than a raptor's tooth and tougher than a granite slab. Um, with Vantage Point, you'll be bagging mammoth-sized game with ease. These
Hell
broadheads are
yeah.
crafted with the durability of a brachiosaurus and the accuracy of a perfectly aimed slingshot. Whether you're a seasoned hunter or a newbie just stepping into the wilderness, VPA broadheads will have you hitting your targets like a pro. So don't be a dinosaur and get left in the Stone Age. Head on over to VPA Archery, I'm sorry, VP Archery, VantagePointArchery.com and upgrade your hunting game. Remember, when it comes to broadheads, it's Vantage Point or go extinct. Yabba dabba doo.
I'm so glad you used Fred. I didn't think you were actually. I was like, use Fred Flintstone. That's perfect.
Yeah, I did. Why not?
Perfect.
It was easy and it was
Beautiful.
fun. Yeah, I definitely
Beautiful.
got to give it a little bit more context next time so it can because it
Yeah.
tried to say I had to skip one part and it said, "Wait, there's more. Order now and you'll get a free pouch of Dino Dust, our exclusive arrow sharpening powder. Sprinkle it on your arrows and you'll be cutting through the air faster than a pterosaur on the hunt."
Fuck yeah. And just to clarify, that's vparchery.com.
Yes, sorry. VPArchery.com. And they have their Omega broadheads out now, which are fantastic. All their stuff
Wild.
is uh, single piece machined right here in the United States. Great company, great group of guys and gals over there. We appreciate and support everything they're doing. So go check them out if you're looking for broadheads.
100%. And it is now the official broadhead of Camp Hero, Kentucky, which is,
Nice.
pretty cool. All right. Well, enjoy this episode. We just kind of caught up on what we've been doing, what we got going on. And it's
Yep.
just us. So
Got into
have
some
fun.
details of our Kentucky hunt, so enjoy that. And we have some other guests coming in weeks to come, so stick around.
Cheers. Where does it go? Hello, Gus.
Hello.
How has the last like 4 days been? Or 3 days? No, I saw you Monday. Today is Thursday.
Yeah, Monday. It took me 2 days to get caught up on sleep.
Yeah.
Probably quicker than you. You didn't sleep for shit.
You? I didn't sleep at all, dude.
Yeah, I know you didn't. I never sleep well in another bed. Like if I travel for work, it's like the first few nights in a hotel room suck, and then I kind of settle into it.
Dude,
But
I'm the opposite. I think when I'm home, I'm so concerned, like as all men, as most men should be. Like,
Mhm.
I got a wife next to me, so if, I don't just. I'm like, if somebody comes through that door, I need to be.
So I get
But when I
like
go to
that.
a hotel, well, the
Yeah,
point is when I go to a hotel, I'm just like, whatever, kill me in my sleep, and I sleep like a baby when I'm not at home. If I'm alone,
yeah,
I sleep so good when I'm alone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a little different. Obviously, when you have things to that you're responsible for.
Yeah.
That's why I like my dog. She barks at everything, and
Mhm.
while I hate it sometimes, it is a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I think it eventually will end up getting a dog for that reason,
And you've
especially
met her.
if we
She's
move out to the
yeah.
country.
Oh, of course. That's a necessity. Like
Yeah,
two,
we
at
gotta
least
have a
two
dog.
outside dogs. Yeah.
Well, it's like my grandpa's an outside dog, but he keeps her. It's a German Shepherd, which is crazy that he got a German Shepherd as an outside dog. But she sleeps in a pen, and like he lets her out once in a while, and it
Yeah.
drives me bananas.
Yeah. That
I
would
know
drive.
that's just country. That's how his dog Keena. I mean, every dog he's ever had, it lives outside, sleeps in a pen. But
Yeah.
that dog, I mean, German Shepherds are just so they need attention and stuff,
Right.
and it drives me nuts that he does that. I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Yeah. It's different. Different culture for sure. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, what we're talking about, not sleeping, was Camp Hero. We went to Camp Hero last weekend. We did Friday through Monday, and we'll lay it out. It's like a Subway sandwich. It's kind of what it looks like, but maybe two Subway sandwiches put on top of each other,
Yeah.
and then there's bunks there in the middle, and then there's like a bathroom on the left side, and living room, if you will, on the right side is a couch and a
Yep.
TV. And but all the bunks, it's 3 high, 2, so there's 6. And so it's me, you, Johnny, Rocco, and who else was there? Brent and his daughter.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of people that snore.
Yeah. A
You,
lot of
you,
dudes with sleep apnea and other
yeah.
shit. The machines going.
Let me ask you this: my sleeping. Have you ever? Is there anything you can say I do while sleeping? What do you?
um.
We've slept together enough.
Well, you've
I'm a
I
shit on
know you.
you, so don't be light.
No, no. I mean, I know that I have a tendency to snore. Um.
Well, no, we're talking
Sometimes
about me. Talk about
I know,
me.
but I don't talk about me. Uh. I don't. You don't snore that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I don't snore. If I lay down with my head back, my
A certain
throat,
way. Yeah.
my jaw will open, and I'll go,
Yeah.
and it'll wake me up. So I
Yeah.
don't think I snore. Andy says I do, but I don't know. But
Um.
you,
You don't talk in your sleep.
no, I don't talk in my sleep. We had two. How crazy is that? Two sleep talkers.
Yeah. That's weird.
Wild.
Yeah.
The first time it was Johnny, and I don't remember what he said, but he was like, but it pissed me. I woke up and I was like, is this motherfucker really? Excuse me. This guy really answering the phone at 3 in the morning? Because it sounded like he was like, "Hey, what's up?" Yeah, and he was talking on the phone, and I was like, "This
Oh,
dude, he couldn't go outside or ignore
I
the call."
do. I do recall hearing that
Yeah,
conversation. I had no
and
recollection of like what time it was though.
it was. I mean, I don't either. My phone was across the room, but I was like, "This dude's having a conversation on the phone," because I was like, "He's a firefighter, so they're 24 hours." I'm
Yeah.
guessing somebody at the firehouse called him at 3 in the morning,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Probably.
I cannot believe. And then I realized really quickly that he wasn't saying anything. He was just saying words. Like, if you're not paying attention, it was a phone conversation. But once you start
That's so
listening,
funny.
he's
Yeah.
like, yeah. And then, it'll go around the other side. But on top, tomorrow there was a bad, the dog. And I was like, oh, he's sleep talking. And then the
Oh
little
shit. That's funny.
girl, what did we say she was? 10 or something?
She's about 10 years old. I can't remember her name, but
Yeah, I feel bad. But she was
of course,
on the bed above me, and she started talking. And I thought she was talking to her dad.
yeah.
And I was listening to her, and I was like, "This doesn't make sense." And then the whole bed started to shake because I guess she was like a dog convulsing in their sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was just shaking around. I was like, "Oh, she's a sleep talker too." What are the odds? The
What are the
guy
odds?
below me and the girl above me are sleep talkers.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting for sure. The Rocco, I didn't I couldn't tell who was snoring. Did I snore?
So, oh, that's what I was getting at. You don't. I didn't hear you snore. I've never heard you snore, but your breathing like
It's weird.
intensifies. Like it's
Yeah.
Like, when you fall asleep, I can tell when you're in and out of sleep, and then, like, I coughed and you stopped doing it, so I think it woke you up a little bit, but, like,
Yeah.
when you're just laying there, there's no noise, but when you sleep, you're like and I'm
That
sitting
good oxygen.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Jesus, dude, save some oxygen for the rest of us." Yeah. You breathe
Uh,
super heavy when you sleep, and it's not
yeah.
like your busted nose deal, it's just
I
you
ju
just
I
breathe
just
heavy.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, and and then I have a weird thing that I have to keep an eye on and probably go see a doctor about eventually where it's sometimes I will do that and I'll take like a big deep breath like you just did, and then I just hold it.
Yeah, you did that a couple times, and
And
I
then I'll
think
just
that's
be
what they
like,
call sleep apnea.
yeah, I'll let it out like real
Yeah.
slow, and then I'll let
Yep.
it all out.
How do you know you do that? Someone explain it to you.
I've woke myself up doing it.
Oh, yeah, you do that, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like it reminds me of was it The Ring when she comes out of the TV and she's like,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
what's also
That's
funny
funny.
is I put my head to your feet. I should have put my head on the other side because you fart all night long like I do, and I was like, dude, I'm directly downwind of
Yeah.
the butthole.
Your loss.
No, I mean it smelled fine. It's like roses.
Mhm.
Your shit don't stink, bruh. That's
You
what I was
know
trying
it.
to say.
You know it.
So I'm drinking Carib Lager. When was the last time you saw one of those?
I've never seen one of those.
Never?
Yeah, what is that?
You're not a traveling man?
I guess not.
That's a Freemason joke. But yeah, it's a Caribbean lager.
Yeah.
Hard to find. I went to Total Wine because I wanted Trappist beer.
Yeah.
Have you ever had Trappist beer?
I have.
Well, let me explain it to people that may have not. So Trappist is a monk, uh, monastic beer, if you will, and there's 16, I think, left of the monastic Trappist whatever's. But basically, they're not allowed to make money. So the whole point of their beer is like it's super secret, well guarded secret, and they make the best beer. They say that it's the best beer on the planet that money can buy, but they only make enough beer to pay for their living. So living in a monastery, how much money does that cost? Not a lot. So they don't
Oh,
make a lot
wow,
of
yeah.
beer. But the Trappist beers, I don't remember the brand of the one I like, but it's a blue label and it has the number 10 on it. Don't know what the 10 means. Absolutely unbelievably delicious. It's so good. So good.
How would you classify the beer? That beer? Like, what kind of beer is it?
It's like a not quite as I mean, it's kind of like a stout, I guess,
Yeah,
but it's like an ale.
yeah,
You can look it up if you read about monastic beers, specifically Trappist monastic beers. It'll
yeah.
tell you what they make, but I think they're technically classified as an ale, but they're dark, and they taste like chocolatey. They're so good. I mean, just so good. But it's expensive. But if you think about it, if you go to a restaurant and you buy a Miller Lite or whatever, it's like
Yeah,
6-7 bucks. So if you go to Total Wine, you buy this monastic beer, they're $8 a piece. So they're
yeah.
not you're not going to drink a bunch of them, but
I think
every once in
I
a while, I just
think
get a
the
craving.
last
Huh?
time I had it was with you. I think the first time I ever tried it was from
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure.
You know who taught me about it?
Mm-mm.
Jose.
Jose.
Yeah, Jose. He's a bourbon guy. He's got a
Jose is the man.
massive collection. He's a good dude. I saw him yesterday and he was like, "You're the worst friend ever. I haven't heard from you in a month." I was like, "Yeah, that's because when I go home, well, here's the thing about my phone. I have like vibration turned off, ringer turned off. So if you
Yeah,
call me, it's not gonna vibrate or ring. I'm not gonna say it. Um, and I do that on purpose because, you know, people live on the phone, man.
that they do.
What are you drinking on? I saw you pour it, but I want you to say it
Yeah,
out
it's
loud.
just this that the Russell's Reserve pick.
Who picked that?
This is the Master Baster.
Yeah, who picked that?
I don't know, some people
Yeah,
get
I
it.
picked
Gibby's
that.
Bottle Shop.
I picked it with some fantastic gentlemen.
Show did, and it's damn good.
It's delicious. Do you like
Did you
that
guys
one?
go there? Sorry, did you guys go there with the intention of picking two, or could you not make up your mind?
That's a great question. I would love to tell you that we couldn't decide and they were both delicious
And you're just like
and we
flex
were
it, like
like
I'm gonna buy
we'll
both.
just buy both. But I don't think that's what happened. I think they allocated two for us.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm pretty sure we went there knowing we were going to pick two.
All right.
So that sticker's the coolest, but I think the
Yeah.
other bottle is better.
Oh, I haven't even opened the other one yet. I've been saving it.
Dude, I think the other one is creme de la creme.
Is it cool?
Straight up delicious. Which is funny because that one is the one that we made the reel for, and
Yeah.
it took longer to sell. I think it was like two days it was on the
Oh, really?
shelf. But the one before, the one that I think tastes better, sold out
Yeah.
and like the day it was put out.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm drinking Bender Stash. If you've never heard of Bill Bender, you're probably not in the whiskey world, but he likes to golf and stuff. And I'll tell you what, man, I didn't buy this. So that's out there. But it's really good. It's only a 5 year, so I think the 9 year was like $300. I think this one's like 100 and something. I don't know. But a friend of mine bought it and let me borrow it for this podcast.
Nice.
Um, it's really good. It's like super dark for only being 5 years. I mean, you cannot see through
I
it.
see that.
It's completely dark, but it's
Interesting.
really good. And I think it's MGP. It says it doesn't, you know, what's funny is it doesn't say where it was distilled, which is a fucking rule. But it does say it was bottled in Frankfort, Kentucky. But I believe it's MGP.
Hmm.
But that's so crazy to me. I mean, legally they have to tell you where it was distilled, and this does not say on the bottle.
Hmm. I wonder
But
if it's inside the label whenever you drink.
I mean, I don't know. But he's a golfer, a golfing gentleman, And I got to tell you, man, as soon as I took a sip, it reminded me of us being on a golf course with that fake George T. Stag.
Yeah, yeah. Smoking cigars.
Yeah. Which, by the way, for anybody that hangs out with us and we have a George, or not, no, a Stag Junior, excuse me.
Stag Junior, yeah.
If you're hanging out with us and we have a Stag Junior bottle, pro tip, it's not Stag Junior. We do it intentionally, and it's ancient Asian age is usually what we use. The 10-star, like, what is it, $18 for a liter?
Yep.
We put that in
Just,
there, and then we let people
just
chug it.
have a little fun with it. Yeah, I love Stag Juniors. It's
God,
so
I
good.
love it, man. Stag Junior is my
I've never
favorite.
had it. This is so good. Like,
But you know what?
is it?
To clout you, Gus, I didn't even tell you the first time I did it. I didn't even tell you, and you took a pull from the bottle, and you were like, "This is not 130 proof."
Well,
And I was like, "Wow, dude, congratulations! You're the first one today to
yeah.
realize that that's not what's in that bottle."
Well, I mean, I feel like if I think that people know the name, but they don't know the whiskey,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they don't know that what the proof is. They don't know those things. So it's, if you give me if you give me a bottle and say this is just straight Jim Beam, just white label Jim Beam, and it drinks at 140 proof, right, or 130
Yeah,
proof, I'm gonna be like, this is not
this is not.
that.
Yeah, which is funny. We used to joke around the podcast about we quit doing it. I don't know why, but we'd have something that's 120, and then we'd be like, "Well, this drink's more like a 119 than a
119,
one than
yeah,
a 120."
happens all the time. Well, this one's like that. I mean,
Well, we used to joke about it, but it's you can 100% tell the difference in proof if they're
yeah,
that drastic. So what you drank was 100 proof. No, it's not. It's 93. Damn, I actually don't remember. But it wasn't 130. So
no.
look at you, bourbon steward.
Look at me.
Look
Look
at
at us.
me. But yeah, so we should talk about the Kentucky hunt because I know people are
People are
curious.
chomping at the bit to learn and hear all about it.
Well, I know I've been asked 100 times since I got back. Like
Well,
everyone I know. Did you kill anything? Why is that always the first question? It's not, did you have a good time? Did you hang out with some veterans? Did you hang out with friends of yours? Did you and Gus get to communicate some shit that you wouldn't do normally? How was the ride there, the 8.5 hour ride there? Did you and Gus
right.
have a good time? What music did you listen to? It's always, fuck all that. Did you kill anything?
Yeah. No. Kill
We did.
time.
We did not.
Kill time.
Yeah, a lot of time.
Killed some little Debbie snacks.
You know what I've been telling people?
Murdered some little Debbie snacks.
Dude, you ate, correct me if I'm wrong, you ate 2 boxes of Christmas tree cakes in 4 days.
Oh, I didn't eat all those by myself.
Bullshit.
I didn't.
I didn't have a single one.
Well, there were other people in that house,
I don't know, dude.
including a child.
I think it was just you.
Okay.
How many do you think you had?
6 at least.
6 at least. How many are in a box? 6?
I think 6.
So you probably had 8.
Hey, that's like 5 tree sits, man. That's
Well, when you put it that way, you're right.
a snack for each sit.
No, that makes sense. It makes total sense. I mean, I ate like shit too. I had the last day. I remember. Well, we'll start in the beginning. So
Okay.
I picked Gus up, and we took the super poopy to Kentucky. We found out Mint Mobile does not work in McKee, Kentucky.
It's rough.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm cool with not having cell phone service. But we got there Thursday evening. We didn't really do anything, right? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, just kind of hung out.
Yeah.
Had some dinner. Rocco made us some dinner. No, Johnny made us dinner. So Johnny made us dinner, and then we went to bed early. And then Friday morning was the coldest I have ever been in my life. I've never been that cold. I've been in below, it was 30, 1 or 2 degrees Friday morning?
27
Oh, 27.
was the
Sick.
feel. Yeah, with with the wind, the feels like was 27 degrees.
Well, I mean, like the actual temp. I think it was like 31 or 32.
So
then,
it may have been lower than that because, well, I guess it depends on if you're using the weather service or if you can trust the computer thing that they have there at camp, because they have one of those outdoor thermometers with the indoor display with all the weather info,
I
and it
think
had
that
the
was,
outside temp at 27 degrees.
well, that was probably correct then, because I know valleys and hollers are different than
They're all going to be
mountaintops and
different. Yeah.
plateaus. So yeah, it was cold, but there was like everybody knows in the morning, like that's the reason you have dew in the lawn. It's kind of humid at night because the sun's not there to burn it out. So just the moisture in the air. But when the sun came up and it burned off that moisture within like 10 minutes, and then the wind picked up, like the thermals coming up the mountain.
Yeah.
Holy crap! It was so cold. My toes. I had to like do the toe scrunchy thing to try and warm my toes up, and it didn't work. I was freezing, and I was wearing 2 pairs of socks with like outdoor shoes. I had hot hands in my pockets. I had the hot hand stick-ons on my shirt. I
Yeah.
was so cold. At like 10 o'clock, I turned to Rocco and I was like, "Are you cold?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm freezing. I don't like. I've been on a mountaintop full of snow in Afghanistan. This is colder than that. 100%
You know
colder."
what? And that's that right there is 100%. You can 100% guarantee that two men will sit and can suffer in silence before
Yeah,
one of them
right.
admits,
Yeah,
like, or throws in the flag. How many times did you and I hike that mountain hunting for elk, taking turns leading the way,
never say
and
shit.
both of us never saying anything when we
Yeah.
needed to stop or take a break because we were afraid to be the
Yep.
first ones to say we needed a break?
Every time you
Oh,
would if I was leading or you were leading, every time you would stop, I'd be like, "Thank God."
it was the same. It's the same for me.
But I
You
would
would stop,
never
I'd
be
be like,
like, "Gus, can we hold up a minute?"
"Yeah,
Yeah.
no, never." I would have a heart attack and die before we did that.
I think the only time I've ever done it was this chest tattoo I got. Because he told me he
Oh yeah,
promised me he wouldn't do more than 10 seconds. Anyone that's ever had a tattoo before, it hurts while the gun's running, but as soon as they stop the gun, the pain pretty much goes away. But he was like, "I won't go over 10 seconds because the chest hurts." And I was like, "Okay." And so I would count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, and I got to like 13. I was like, "Please let off, please let off, please let off." He'd get off, and I'm like, "Okay." But outside of that, I've never, ever, ever, I would never.
yeah, yeah. So it's funny to me that you guys both sat there and froze your ass off,
Yeah,
and
yeah. And that was by far the coldest day. I
yeah, yeah.
didn't see a
And I
single
didn't hunt
thing.
that morning, so I didn't
That's
get
right, you
to
didn't.
experience
So you
that.
don't even know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
So we left at like 10:30, came back and ate like 16 breakfast sandwiches, and then laid around for a couple hours, and then went back out in the evening.
Mhm.
Still didn't see anything. Um, you hunted that evening, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went same place you guys went to.
Yeah,
Sat
that's right.
basically the same little valley, just 100 or 200 yards down on the bench. That was sort of there.
So they were calling that area a washout, but it's a bowl if I ever see one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I think it's one of those things where depending on which geological feature you want to key in on, you can call it whatever you want, but um, I don't really, I didn't see where like the other ridge kind of split and went in a different direction to like open up. So yeah, it looked a lot like a bowl.
Bowl. Um, for like geography, the difference between like a bench and a shelf basically is very little, but the difference is it would be stepped. So I think that we were on a bench, not a shelf.
Right.
And then I think above us is where the shelf would be, which would be flat ground, basically like a
Mhm.
plateau. It's hard to explain it. It's kind of like if you looked at the Grand Canyon. So it's like flat up top. That's where all the roads are. I mean, it's hilly.
Right.
And then where we were, it was just this huge. It looked like an excavator had cut like this huge cutout,
Yeah.
and it went down to like a small creek. Very very pretty area,
Yeah. It's beautiful.
and the leaves were falling, so you could see pretty far. Um, but yeah, we were hunting a scrape line, no corn. Um, Pretty
Plenty
cool
of
spot.
plenty of deer activity there. I mean, there was
Ton,
plenty of sign, and
ton.
there's tons of deer in there. It's just that they are so hunting whitetails in the mountains, similar to hunting elk in the mountains, in that you have to play, kind of have to play the thermals in the wind. And in that bowl where we're at, not only do we have the thermals doing their thing, but the wind is like swirling,
Swirling,
and
yeah.
so you're at a constant disadvantage from a scent perspective. It felt like the upside was that the rut had just started, and so
Yeah.
bucks were already starting to act really
Stupid.
stupid.
Yeah.
The only buck that I saw was a small spike,
Yeah.
and I watched it work a scrape for a little bit, and then it moved on down into that kind of valley, kind of where I think you ended up hunting.
Yeah, I ended up hunting
Um,
down there. Yeah, it was it's the way I've explained it in my head is if you think about a mature whitetail buck, they're super smart. You know, they're 5, 6 years old. They know the game. But they already live in a very rural area and they choose not to go up anywhere near houses. So they live in the wild where no one is. I mean, there's nothing down there. It's just woods. Um, and so we introduce our scent in there, no matter how well prepared we were for scent. Just us being down there and they smell an inkling of it. I think they're not going to come.
Yeah.
They're not going to take the risk. So that's one hard thing about hunting 150 class buck is they're super smart,
Yeah.
and you got to be everything has to be perfect in order for you to get an opportunity. And I went ahead and just made that decision. I'm gonna plan on not killing anything, but I'm going after this behemoth of a buck.
Yeah.
Um, and then you were down to kill whatever, right?
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
our hunting style was different. You kind of hunted, you know, um, easier access areas, and then as the weekend went on, I went deeper and deeper and deeper
Yeah.
trying to
And
find this
you were
guy.
going deeper trying to find that guy. And I was like, point me to where you're seeing pictures of does. Like, I just want
Yeah,
to shoot a doe. And
yeah,
so I sat a couple different places, didn't really pan out, but they were definitely showing the deer on camera. They're definitely moving in daylight,
mhm.
and bucks are definitely chasing does. But it is what it is.
And we say moving in daylight in this area. We understand bucks, and we understand they move during daylight. We just mean where we were. They were moving
Yeah.
during daylight where we were, which is pretty cool. We got a tip on we got one on camera, right? And so we went to his uncle's property
Yeah.
to hunt where Rocco killed, which I'll throw that up here. What throw the timestamp down, but I'll throw that video up so you can watch it. But this is where we killed Rocco's buck, 24 something.
Oh, that property was where you guys killed that buck.
Yeah.
I must have misunderstood. I didn't realize that.
So where you were sitting looking towards the barn dominium,
Yeah.
um, sorry, can't write and talk at the same time. Where you were sitting looking towards the barn, if you look to the left, there's like a big tree, like an oak tree.
Hmm.
That's where we set up. There's a stand there now. I don't know if you saw
Oh,
the
okay.
stand,
I didn't
but
see a stand there.
they come from the other side of the pond. They came in through there and kind of walked through that little. There's just like 3 or 4 trees in the middle
Hmm.
of that field. That's where they came through. And there's another feeder
Okay.
right there.
Okay.
Um, yeah, you had a buck moving, a good looking buck moving during daylight, and so we went and hunted there, and I just kind of like hopped up into the onto that ridge there,
Hmm.
and saddle hunted for a while, which was amazing. Sitting in a tree stand, dude, sucks ass. Like
Uh, yeah,
I
and I
hated
know
it.
Rocco talked down my feedback on the stands, but that lock on stand was shady
I just don't like
at
it.
best. This
Was
super
it leaning
small
forward?
platform. It was loose and it was leaning forward a
Uh,
little bit. And on top of that, he likes to put the hang-ons above the
Above the
last
ladder.
step of
Yeah.
the ladder. And I
So
don't
you
prefer
climb to the
that.
top of the ladder, and then you got to hug the tree to keep
You got to
going.
grab onto the,
Yeah.
the bottom of the seat in the tree and kind of like
Yeah.
finagle your way up, and then you're standing on the very top ladder, stepping onto the platform.
Yeah.
Not my favorite way to do that.
I saddle hunt that way, but I wouldn't do it with a hang on, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I want that platform for a hang on. I want it to be secure and solid,
Yeah,
and I want to
100%.
be able to step over onto it and not have to play that game. But it
You
is
hear
what it
that,
is. It
Rocco?
worked.
Tighten up your shit, bro.
No, it was good. I'm very very thankful for the opportunity to have gone and
100%.
hunted. Period. So
100%. Yeah, it's a really cool spot. A lot of cool pieces of property out there. Um, I really like I really like that we have the opportunity to go and hunt that place.
yeah, me too.
And if you're a veteran, you could also have the opportunity to go hunt that place. Just you can go to camphero.com and campheroky.com and you could sign up. They have like a registration thing. You can sign up and they'll send you to tell you when they have hunts available. If you want to drive out to Kentucky, but it's an awesome spot and the people are cool and everybody wants to take care of each other and it's an awesome place.
Yeah, I mean we were there as guests, and I mean, meals were we came back in the evening from hunting, dinner was done.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, bunks, hot shower. It's a great place, and like you said, people there are nice and always want to take care of you. So it's a great opportunity if you have the opportunity, veteran or first responder.
It's one of the first times that we've ever hunted that hard, I think. Like normally we'll stay up and drink, and we did not. We each had like a pour and then went to bed so we can get up at
Yeah,
4 a.m. and go get in a tree stand.
yeah. It's easy to do the opposite of that whenever we're hunting home.
Yeah.
Right close to home. It's like, I could just come out here again next weekend.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy the night. We'll skip the hunt in the morning. We had a good sit tonight, or whatever the excuse is. But whenever I'm, especially 8 hours away, or we're in the mountains hunting, whatever, the motive. I feel like it's almost like we're there on business. Like we got business to do.
Yeah. We're there for a
Yeah,
reason.
yeah,
Which is cool. I enjoyed it. I mean, we literally from sun up to sundown, outside of like an hour for lunch or 2 hours sometimes, we were we were in a stand, doing the thing. And it's crazy. I saw a few deer, none that I could shoot, proximity reasons. But
yeah.
the other thing too is I was so deep in. If I had killed that buck I was after, that big 10 point, if I had killed him, or it was an 11 point, but if I had killed him, shit, man, I would have had to hike all the way out and then drive up and get or drive back to camp and get the lights, the
Yeah,
camera equipment, all that stuff, and then come film everything, and then probably cut the deer in half and hike him out, and then come back. Which I know that's normal for
yeah,
mountain hunting, but it really deters you from killing something small.
yeah.
Like that's
It
a
really makes you
lot
want
of work.
to. Did he ever figure out what's going on with that video you sent me? Those videos?
Yeah. Um, so he has trail cameras all over this county, and somebody had come into his property with a blue tarp covering what looks like it could be a 4 foot tall human. And they were in and out in 7 minutes. So, but what happened, the guy, I guess I don't know, he stole the blind. He stole his blind.
Hmm,
So he unpacked a blind, wrapped it in a blue tarp, and carried that out.
interesting.
Yeah. So it wasn't a dead body like we thought it was.
Oh,
He
too
stole a
bad.
trail camera too. And then Rocco recognized him. He knew who he was, and like
No
called him and
shit.
was like, "Hey man, I have you on camera. What the fuck are you carrying?" and where's my trail camera? And the guy was like, "Oh, I thought that was my blind, and I thought the trail camera would be worth money. I didn't know that it was yours." And he was like, "Okay, well, just do me a favor and go put it back."
Huh.
But the video was sketchy.
A super sketch, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what that dude was wearing, but it looked like a serial killer, like
Hmm.
raincoat, and
It looked like
carrying
the
what looked
the
like a
bomber dude.
stiff body.
What was
And what's
the
weird, the order that the videos were sent that I got, it's the first one, in the video, to me, it looks like someone walking into a property, and then
That's what I thought too.
he leaves without it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, that guy dumped a body."
That's what I
And
thought
then
too.
you were like, "It would be kinda small," and I got to looking at it, I was like, yeah, that is kind of small and very stiff."
Well, I said it was
But
too stiff because that's what I told Rocco. I was like, rigor, if it's in rigor mortis, then
yeah,
it's like he found the perfect time because like the human body comes in and out of it pretty quick. Like you'll start to
yeah,
get limp, but that thing was what's the thing you used to say as a kid? Flat as a board, straight as an arrow, or whatever. When you were trying to
yeah.
summon demons,
I don't remember. I didn't
you
do
never
much of
did
that as
that
a
when you
kid.
turn the lights
No.
off. What?
No, not me.
You ever heard of it?
Yeah, I was more of
Yeah,
a Ouija board kinda kid.
I was never allowed to own one.
Me either. Found him though.
Did it work?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if it worked, it'd be more commonplace. Like everybody would have a
Yeah.
Ouija board.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like in the kitchen, the family room,
Yeah.
just
Like, let's see what grandpa's doing tonight.
yeah. Oh, shit. But, yeah, it was a good trip. The last hunt, the last night, you had decided pretty hard that you were gonna go back down in that valley, and you went did you sit in your saddle that night, or did you not, the last night? 'Cause you talked about just, like, perching up on a rock face.
So so the side by side from Rocco's place to where I stopped is, correct me if I'm wrong, probably like close to 30 minutes. Would you say?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I went as far as I could go. There was a down tree, and then I got out and I walked at least 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, maybe that's not true. Maybe 30 to 45 minutes, something like that. I walked in. I had to jump a washout, and then you can't kind of keep going. But what I found was there was a down. So I was following a deer trail, and there was a down because there's no humans in this area. It's just
Yeah.
animals. So I'm following the scrapes. They keep going. So I'm following all these scrapes, and then I see a deer trail finally. So I'm following the deer trail, and it gets to where like the kind of path is kind of open, which I'm guessing is an old logging road. It's
Mhm.
not. You would never look at it and be like, "That's a pathway," but a tree had fallen, and so the deer path goes around and comes up onto like the step, kind of,
Okay.
and it keeps going. And then there's another one that splits off and goes down by the water, that little creek. And so I crossed the down tree, and it was only like 10 feet, and there was another down tree. So what they're doing is
Okay.
they're avoiding this little spot. So I set up right there because that
Yeah.
that means they're not going to come right in front of me. They're going to come behind me or off to the side. And just by luck, pure luck, when I got up in there and I looked to my right, this doe had come in, and I watched her walk down past me and then turn around. She kind of circled me, probably trying to smell me, and then kept going. And there's
Mhm.
a path that she walked, and I could see it from my saddle. So I knew that if anything was coming into the place that I was at, the only way to get there was the way she went out. Because
Okay.
it was super narrow. Because it's a cliff on one side and and that creek on the other, but it's a pretty deep ravine. They're not going to go down that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I knew that I could just sit there and look. So I just sat there and watched, and I would see deer come past it, like walk past, but it was probably 200 yards, I'd say. So I could see deer passing it, and they didn't come in.
Yeah.
But if one were to come in, it would have to walk this pathway for probably 50 yards. And so I would have plenty of time to realize they're coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then curiosity got the best of me. So we went, what time did we get into the woods? Noon, 12:30?
Yeah. It was like 12:30. It was
Yeah.
pretty early.
So at like 3, which sunset was 5 or 6, 6. So at
Six
like
o'clock. Yeah. It was last
3,
light.
I've been sitting there and I was like, I'm just out of my own curiosity. I don't care if I screw my hunt up. I got to go find out what's over there. So I ended up walking. So I walked all the way to the end, and it's like picturesque. I wish I had taken a picture of I left my phone in the stand, but the it just like opened up to this huge valley, and it's so pretty down there.
Cool.
And I'm guessing there's a million deer that live in this little cutout. It's a very big area, and you can see as far as to your left and as far to your right, just this huge open area with no
Yeah.
houses. Nobody lives in there. It's just woods. So I did go and check it out. It's super
Nice.
pretty. I think if I lived there and that was my hunting property, I would probably push out to that edge because I saw
Yeah.
deer passing it. They just didn't come into our little bowl that we were
Sure.
hunting.
Okay. That's good to
Um,
know.
Super pretty though. It's just if you kill something, that's a hike.
Yeah. You got to
Like
work for it for sure.
you're not dragging it out. You're gonna have to quarter it and pack it out. But
Yeah.
um, which I don't really want to do, but I would. Wouldn't that be crazy? I mean, how many people do you know have had to quarter a whitetail and pack it out?
Yeah. It's pretty.
That's some elk shit. Nobody does that with whitetail.
No.
But
Oh, if you had to you could pack out a South Carolina deer in just one backpack. Just stuff the whole thing in a backpack.
I've done it more than once. I've picked them up, pull their arms over my shoulders, and just walk to the truck, and then
Yeah.
back up to the tailgate and let go.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're not that big.
no, they're like it's crazy how small they are. I think I'm gonna hunt. So I'm driving to Clinton, South Carolina tomorrow for Snipers Unknown. Um, Shout out to Ortiz. But I think I might get up really early and go hunt. This is my plan. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to get up at like 4, go hunt John's Island,
Mhm.
and I'll kill something because they're out there every day, all day long. So I'll kill something, take it to Cordray's, drop it off, and then head to the Ridgeville to our hunt club, and then go in there. I need to change batteries and fill corn in that feeder that I've got, and then
Yeah.
head up to Clinton, South Carolina for Snipers Unknown. Hang out Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning. Come back, and on the way back, stop in Ridgeville and hunt Ridgeville Sunday night,
Nice.
and hopefully kill. There's a pretty good sized nanny doe that's in there. Hopefully kill
Yeah.
her. Um, there's an 8.2, but I've never seen him. I don't have him on camera during the day ever.
Mm,
Um, but I think that's my plan. I think that'll be fun. And so normally we sponsor a team at Snipers Unknown, and we're not this year
yeah.
for a lot of reasons. But I still want to go because they have a stage for Ian, and I would like
Oh,
to see
cool.
it.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, just kind of hang out. Plus, Lamar, Lariat, Lamar, one of our executive producers of the Whiskey Whitetail Show, he is going and he's shooting with 7th Special Forces Group, shooting with their team. So it'd be
Nice.
cool to see him there and hang out with his people. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, it'd be a good time.
Yeah. Look forward to it.
Yep. I planned to go, but I have decided to sit this one out. I'm going to stay home, and I am actually also going to try and get out to the club tomorrow and put some corn in a blind out and hunt some this weekend.
Nice.
But also get caught up on making products because we got that time of the season coming
Sales are
around.
picking up.
Yep, it started. So
which is crazy. It's November 9th, and that's cool. Maybe it'll be a good shopping season for us. I'm looking forward to
yep, yeah, I'm sure it will
that.
be. I'd like to see. I guess we really haven't had a chance to talk about the event. Did we talk about the event that we did at the Goatery
I don't
before
know.
we did it? Yeah, but it went really well for those
Yeah.
curious, and I think we may be doing some more of those in the future. So if
Yeah.
you're in the Charleston area, keep your I don't know, keep your eyes on the sky, your ears to the ground, whatever you do.
Or actually, instead of that, just hit us up and say that you want to
That
come to the
too.
next one, and then that'll if we can pre-sell tickets, that would be dope. It's always
Yeah.
nerve wracking selling an event and hoping that it always sells out, but it's always like, all right, well, it's live. Hopefully, people buy it. And they always do. We always have a good time. And the other thing too is we have done a trial run on a sushi whiskey dinner, and so there would still be a class kind of involved, but instead of it being very orchestrated where you're sitting there listening to us talk, it's actually more of a hangout event. So if you would like to do if you're in the Charleston area and you want to do a sushi, so we have a sushi chef that comes in and makes amazing sushi, and then we'll probably use Japanese whiskey, but it'll be more like of a buffet. So the chef will set out sushi, cut up sushi for you to try, and then right next to that will be bottles of whiskey for you to try with it, and then kind of do your own pairing and just kind of hang out and drink all you can drink. So
Yeah,
it's
we'll be there to answer questions,
yeah,
to
absolutely.
recommend things depending on what your taste is. Put our bourbon and whiskey steward skills to the test.
Yeah. This one be more it's more of instead of a class, it's more of a just a dinner. So
Yeah,
if you're interested in that, also let us know. We're gonna start booking those probably first of the year, I believe. But it'll be a good time.
yeah,
The sushi thing is crazy. The food is it's I going into it because we did like a trial run at it to see like what kind of whiskey is going to pair with sushi because with
yeah.
fish and blew me away because like there's not a ton of fat content in the sushi, but there is enough that
Hmm.
just melds so good. But I think Japanese whiskey, if you were to book one, book it. Ask us for Japanese whiskey. Do that. Do a Japanese whiskey with sushi. I think it would be like the single malt profile. I think it would be amazingly good. We did mostly American bourbon, but well,
Yeah, it's a
all bourbon's American, but American whiskeys.
the single malt has a very earthy flavor to it because of the malted barley,
Yeah,
and I think that contrasts probably really well
with the rice.
with the rice and the
Yeah.
other sort of fresher. I don't know. It's almost a it's almost a surf and turf thing from a different perspective.
Yeah. Also, just like that, just so you know ahead of time, because we always get asked on pricing. The sushi dinner is not cheap. Just
Yeah,
telling you ahead of time. We have to have fresh fish overnighted from a place in California. So you can imagine what overnighting, but we're looking at like
sushi fish.
12 people. So
Yeah,
12 people worth of fish overnighted plus a sushi chef taking the time to do it. The price of the bottles, and then our fee as well, because we don't do anything for free. So it's not cheap, but it's amazing, and you will not leave hungry. There was so much. We had to tell him to stop. We're like, just stop. That's too much. Like there's he went home with fish that he didn't. But we had caviar. Well, in this instance, we're gonna call it roe. We had fresh roe, not caviar. But yeah, absolutely
sounds
amazing.
awesome though.
It was yeah, delicious. Very good. Very good. But yeah, what else we got?
Um, I think that's
Holiday
it, man.
markets are coming up.
Oh yeah, we got the Jasper Market next Saturday. If you're local, when you're listening to this, this upcoming Saturday, we have the market at the Jasper downtown. So if you're in the area, you can swing by and check us out. We'll be
I got to
there.
get you those calls before that,
Yeah. When
before
do
Wednesday.
you leave Wednesday?
Yeah,
We'll
I'm
meet up.
leaving
We'll meet up before then.
Wednesday for Mexico. I'll be gone a week. Going
You should
to
do you should do
Merida.
one of those reels of like 1 day in Mexico,
Oh yeah, dude,
3 days in
I
Mexico, and
can
it'll
because I bought. What is it called? Hold on, I don't want to say it wrong. I bought. So I was like, because I want to blend in. Gayabera. Google real quick. Gayabera. I
Gaia
bought
Bear.
two. Look at that. Johnny Estes is calling me right now. I'm gonna let him in. I'm gonna let him in. Hey Johnny, we're recording live on the podcast, but I'm gonna answer you. What's up?
Oh, okay. I just had a question. You really are on a podcast?
Yeah, we really are. You want me to call you back?
Yeah, you just call me back.
All right, I'll call you back.
All right. See
All
you.
right. See you.
What am I supposed to Google?
Gayabera, Guayabera. So I bought two of them, and I bought white linen pants.
Are you taking over a, a cocaine enterprise,
Dude, I think that I might. I'm gonna get down there and find the first cartel guy I can find, and be like, I got a business proposition for you.
bro? What? Tell me you got one of these with like some
I
crazy
did.
pattern.
I did. I got an all white one, long sleeve, and then I got a cool one with some patterns on it. They have 4 pockets on them. 4, 2 on the chest, 2 on the stomach. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. I'm
That's
super
cool.
pumped. So imagine me in Mexico wearing that with white linen pants and Ariat boots. That's the plan. I'm really excited. I'm going. So for those who don't know,
Oh
I'm
man,
going
that is
to Merida, Mexico. Not going to a resort. I'm staying in the town. Got a hotel at um, Diego, the Mission de Diego. I don't know. It used to be a church, and they've turned it into a hotel. It's not a hotel.
party
It's a.
church.
I mean, you've been to a church before. Imagine a Spanish mission church that now has rooms in it. That's where I'm staying. Um, Taking taxi, taking public transit, riding the public bus down to Progreso to the beach for a day. We're gonna go to Chichen Itza, which I'm extremely excited about. I plan on going to a liquor store and seeing if they got some good bourbon, and then taking a
Nice,
bottle of bourbon to Chichen Itza to make a reel. I think that'll be
cool.
sick.
Yeah,
Outside of that, I'm not doing anything company related. It's a vacation, but
should be a vacation.
yeah, we're gonna go to Cenotes, which is when the meteor that killed the dinosaurs hit, it landed somewhere off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula, and
Mhm.
it basically boiled the rocks around the peninsula, and so there's vents all over the Yucatan where these explosions happened where the earth just exploded out. So you'll be walking in the jungle, and then out of nowhere there will be a giant hole with crystal clear water with fish in it. Those are called
What?
cenotes. We're going to a few of those. You should Google image cenotes.
That's
It
cool.
looks dope, right? We're gonna go
I've
to
never.
one of those. We're gonna go to a. They have a ball game, um, called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a Mayan ball game. So it's got a name, Topikatoko or something. But they used to bet lives. So like as a team, like you and I and like 6 other dudes are on a team, and then there'd be another team of 8 people, and
Yeah.
we would bet our lives. I bet my life that we'll win. So we would go and play this game, which is kind of like basketball, but the hoop is sideways. It's not, you're not shooting in the hoop, you're shooting through the hoop. And the losing team would be sacrificed to the gods.
Damn.
Yeah, like they would pull your heart out. And I looked it up. They would basically, so right below your solar plexus, like your rib cage where it ends and your stomach begins, they would
Yeah.
cut you there and reach up inside your rib cage and pull your heart out.
Yeah.
Like Indiana Jones style.
Yeah.
If you lost this fucking game. So imagine how hard you would train and practice, years of training and practice, and then you finally get it to the major leagues and you lose, and then you're sacrificed in front of people on a Mayan temple.
That's wild, dude.
It's called Pakatak. I just found it. But yeah,
I've seen the cenotes. I did not realize that's what they were called. That's really cool.
yeah, super excited. This is gonna be a ton of fun. I cannot wait. I mean, it's like all of it is gonna be. Chichen Itza is like bucket list thing for me. If you think about the Younger Dryas and the impact theory and the 11,500 years ago thing, blah blah blah. Chichen Itza was like, it's way older than they think it is, and it's like it lines up with the stars on certain dates, and
That's cool.
I'm really excited for Chichen Itza. The cenotes is like once in a lifetime thing. I'm really excited. The whole thing's going to be amazing, and the food is apparently crazy. It's been somebody, I saw an article the other day that said that it's basically the Charleston of South America. So I'm like,
Nice.
hell yeah! But
Hell yeah.
Yucatan food is wild. It's way different than other culinary things.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
imagine it's a big melding of Mexican influences as well as different South American stuff
yeah,
as well.
Spanish is a lot of Spanish
Nice.
cuisine, but it's like they use, just like John said, like what grows together goes together.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's a lot of stuff that just grows naturally in that area, and they use it in dishes. I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun.
That's cool, man. I'm excited for you. Excited for you.
If I like it enough, I might move there. Just start over.
Hey.
I'd rent though. There's no reason to buy a house there. I also don't know that you can, as an American citizen, you have to get dual citizenship, which I can't do with my real job. So the wife would have to do it, but I think we would have to get a divorce because I don't think I'd be married to a Mexican citizen. I don't know. I don't know how those things work.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, unless you got anything else, I think we're.
I think we covered it. Covered the trip. Covered some current events. Some hunts we got coming up. More coming. We got the Patreon hunt coming in a few weeks. So plenty of stuff to get ready for. Lots of hunting to do.
Yeah. Lots of animals to be taken, killed,
and eaten.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
As always, you can head over to whiskeyandwhitetails.com and check out all of our products. It's the holiday season. Use code podcast, save 20%.
Yeah.
Just saying, just throwing it out there.
Yep. It's
Throwing it out
there. Somebody sent me a video of a company's cocktails were the top hat ones.
Yeah.
And they were like, how cool is this? I was like, it's not at all. What kind of wood chips are those? With that metal dish strainer, you're heating up that metal and blowing it all in your drink. So like, who knows what the fuck you're actually getting. Ours are made of bourbon barrels, if you don't know. You can see on the side, the soak line. That's how far the whiskey soaks into the wood. So you're getting whiskey soaked, matured white American oak.
Yeah.
and light that thing on fire. But not only that, we don't ever really talk about it, but we have game calls made out of burn barrels. I mean, those
Yeah.
are sick. If you hunt
Fantastic.
turkey, ducks, or whitetails, we have calls that are amazing. We use them. We have friends that use them. They sell
Competition
really well.
callers that have purchased them.
100%. Yep. Good stuff. And then if you smoke cigars, we got a ton of that too. Also, shout out to Guitar Cigar Farm. They rebranded. It's now just Cigar Farm.
Cigar Farm, yeah.
You can go in there. He's got a Whiskey and Whitetails cigar sampler pack you can get. And
Good stuff.
There's a promo code, but I don't remember it. And also, you shouldn't use it. Support local business or support small business, bruh.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Alrighty.
Have a great day.
Doodles.
Drinking whiskey.